That's not what I wanted.
Explosion.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wardcast, your weekly source for video game news, machinima, and survival horror discussion, updates on the ward, and more. I'm your host, Sean Clark, alongside Jazz Rich,
I'm here.
Alec
well.
Funnel,
The Alec Way 9. Alec loves mayonnaise. One time he put mayonnaise on his chocolate fudge cake and ate
Ew.
the whole damn thing. This message is not sponsored by Heinz tomato ketchup.
and Lee Funnel.
Greetings from someone who adds the G virus to his cup of tea.
Gross.
Just throw the whole vial in there.
It's better. It's better than mayonnaise, so fine.
Nothing better than mayonnaise.
I mean, no, but to add to like stuff like cake and like tea, yeah.
Gross. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody had a good week. What about you guys? How was your week? Don't answer that, not yet. I have a question.
I thought that was a question. Are we
This
allowed
is-
to
I have,
answer this
I have
question?
another question. And this is for everybody, podcasters, viewers, everybody. I want to figure out ways to make the podcast more interactive. So I was looking at like emotes and stickers. God damn it, Alec. And I was thinking about maybe like moving over to Twitch or trying to simulcast again through Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Because I know Twitch has a lot more like interactivity options that you can do. Or we could like move the podcast to Twitch and then we could do like segments and clips of the podcast on YouTube. I just kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion on what sounds good. If you guys had any in particular ideas that maybe I'm not even thinking about. What do you guys think?
Pornhub.
Yeah, I like the idea of getting rid of Alec. That's a good way to get more interactive in the sense of less screaming, and I will sleep better at night. I can finally unlock my doors and windows. Twitch is also a good idea. I think sticking away from TikTok is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
We can try Twitch and Pornhub.
No Pornhub. Not anymore.
Not a Pornhub.
But yeah, let us know your ideas and your thoughts about this in the comments or in the chat as well, and we'll see what we can do going forward. Trying new things. I've also slightly changed the format of the news images, which you guys will see later. So hopefully you guys like that as well. Updates are in the works, everybody. I'm working on stuff slowly but surely. Ooh.
Champagne.
Also, speaking of updates, let's do a Machinima Challenge check-in. How is everybody doing? Next week is the deadline. So how are we looking? I know, Alec, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
I am almost done. Everything's done except for the voiceover, which I'm going to do this week. Don't you do it.
No, let me go. Let me go.
No. How are you looking, Jazz? Have you done anything yet?
I've came up with an idea, and I've kind of assembled it up here. The thing is, the themes don't go together, but I found a way to make them work together, except for one. Uh, I've kind of started cutting the video. See, the thing is, the video is really hard to freaking work with, Alec. But
What?
I figured out like what I'm doing with it. And fortunately, there won't be a lot of voice acting in it, so that'll help.
Did you say fortunately?
Yeah. Like I won't have to get a whole bunch
Wow.
of people, so I can finalize it in a week. I didn't work on it pretty much at all last week because I had a rough week. I'll tell you about it later. Well, I won't tell you about it because it's not a bummer cast. It's, but yeah, I'll have it done. It was a challenge.
I mean, it is
No,
a
but like
challenge.
this one was challenging because of like working the themes in there, like with what we were given, especially with the lack of lip movement.
Yeah,
I did that intentionally, so then it would.
And she starts off like
help.
holding nothing, and I don't have the skill to put something in her hand.
yeah, it's weird too because when you're swapping the models, it's like some of them like they don't have the lip flaps and they have like blocky hands, and so it's like you're cutting between almost like two generations of graphics like together in one scene. So it's weird. It was pretty weird to work with for me too.
Yeah.
And I realized when I was putting together my video that this is the second time I've had angels as a theme. What the fuck?
I have a prediction on Alex's video though.
It's too long.
Well, it's just that hand coming up like this. I have a prediction that he's gonna do something like this.
Oh god.
No, he's like, I have to go change something.
He's
now.
like, oh, I
Yeah,
gotta
I
make
was
that.
just-
He's like, I'll be right back. Shit. Fuck, I should have given
Don't
him
give
that.
him ideas. Cool.
Can I be the judge?
Sure, why not?
Since I'm not taking part in the challenge, I can just watch which one I.
Well, I mean,
think is better.
technically, the chat is the judge,
Sure,
so.
but I'll
there
be
you
in the chat for it, so makes sense.
Speaking of chat,
there
I'm
you
not procrastinating, Carmen. I've worked on it. I just have not finalized, and I had things to do.
You've worked on it.
Don't
Up-
call me
up
a
here.
procrastinator. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. Good shit. This week we're talking about limited run games doing some good, Stellar Blade's new update, the fate of Jason Voorhees, and more.
Is that the new update for Stellar Blade?
What, the fate of Jason
Big
Voorhees?
flip, and he's like, Jason?
Jason?
Jason thinks you need clothes.
Wow. But before all that, hey Jazz, how
Hey,
was your
Butt.
week? But Jazz.
So week was first of all, it was a short week at work, which was long weekend last weekend, which was kind of cool. Except it was an even shorter week at work because I missed a few hours here and there. I had to take my mom. I was my mom's chauffeur a couple of times this week because so my mom is my mom, and here's proof. A couple weeks ago, she fell and hurt herself, and she broke her wrist, but she didn't know she broke her wrist. So she kept going to the cottage and working on the water pump, which is like a big pump. Like it's the thing that takes the water out of the lake for like plumbing. And it was broken. So she was like digging up the hoses and stuff. So she hurt it more and the bone was popping out. So my sister scared her into like, if it's broken and it doesn't heal well, they'll have to re-break it. And she's like, oh no, fuck that. So when she got back Monday, she said Tuesday she was going to go to the hospital. Then it was broken. They put it in a cast and they told her you can't drive home. So she called me because hospital's across the street. And that turned into like 2 hours here from work, 2 hours here, but they give you like unlimited family leave. So they're super chill with it. They're like, yeah, Jazz, you're ahead of your stuff. Go ahead. And it's been pretty much like one of those have the phone on full blast and sleep with one ear open, like listening for the phone. And yeah. I get like that when people like, I'm like, hey, reach me at any time. So I always like have an ear out for the phone. And so I'm a little bit tired. I didn't sleep a lot, but I still got my work done and got stuff done. I did a lot of TV watching, but like TV watching, Netflix watching. I watched some shows.
Sounds happy about
Some
that.
things. There was a show I just started a show. It's called Pieces of Her. It looked cool, and it just popped up on my like recommended to me. Now, see, ever since I watched Hereditary, Netflix has been like, watch this, you'll like it, and it has Toni Collette, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then they're like, watch this as well, and I'm like, oh, look, Toni Collette. So apparently, I like Toni Collette. She's good. um, she's Australian, so Australian and British actors are like super good. Uh, yeah, and Canadian actors are like,
Racism.
eh. It's not racist.
Wow.
It's super good. Yeah, no, it's this really good show with like the mom has like a secret past and the daughter finds out about it when she like almost dies and shit. And it's really good. It's really good. I don't want to give too much away / don't remember most of the plot. And I played some games as I played well when we finished Baldur's Gate 3 like a couple weeks ago. So second playthrough, I ended up getting it on the PC, so I've been playing with Shayla, and the Dark Surge is just it's just like the best way for me to release like my inner psycho, I guess. So I get to just do all the stupid crazy shit that I can do. I got to throw Shadowheart at an ogre, as much as Shayla was very mad at me for it, but I didn't know you could do that. So now like in battle, just ran over, picked her up, and just tossed her at the fucking bad guy, and they both took damage, and it was very entertaining. Kicking squirrels and shit like that is fun. Shayla's girlfriend. I have a feeling Karlak's gonna leave because I'm really evil, but it's whatever. And then I also played a new. Well, it's not new, but I played. I tried one of the indie horror games on Netflix, on Steam. I'm tired. It's called It Happened at Night, and I was streaming it, and it lasted about 40 minutes. I'm pretty sure the game is like designed for you to lose because you're like sneaking around the house. It was a little bit spooky, but not as spooky as I expected. It was kind of underwhelming. And it wasn't, I don't think it was worth it. I don't remember if it was free or if I paid for it, but either way, like it wasn't really worth it. Diz, you're the butthole. And basically, yeah, like I streamed it yesterday, so it's still available on my stream if anybody wants to see what it's about. The character walks really slow until I think they gave me the option to run. Carmen was watching. And
She was watching buttholes.
she was watching the stream. It's funny because she was like, BRB, don't die, and then I died. But like it literally gave me no options. Like I come out of the room, I'm like, oh, I don't see the guy anywhere on cameras. Come out of the room, go downstairs, and like he ran at me and killed me. So and then I played a new game today, an actual new game that is really fun, and I played Indica. And if you see behind me, because I fell asleep or I was really tired, it's on pause because it's so good. It was only like $30. I bought it on PS5, and I've been having a lot of fun. And I'm actually glad now that I didn't try the demo because I got to really enjoy it and not know what I was getting into. I feel like the demo would have given me a little bit of a idea, but it's so like I kind of see now a little bit more of like why I don't know. See, like reading the description when I was kind of explaining it to the Wardcast before, it was hard to follow through. Like I was like, oh, she has like a dark voice or something. Now I kind of see it, and she argues with the voice, and it's really funny. And she's like kind of, I don't know. She's really a good character, and the guy that's randomly on your bike too. And I like that it flips like randomly to this like 8-bit kind of like. I don't want to give it away, but she's definitely like got some like psycho shit in her head, or like she sees shit. Yeah, she's a little crazy, and she sees stuff like, so like randomly you'll be looking at something and then like something super dumb happens that makes no sense whatsoever, and it's like really not part of the scene, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's just her. She's like, oh, what the fuck? Like she's going like crazy, and it's just really good. The sound balance is a little off though. Like the cutscenes are kind of quiet, so yeah, I turn them up, and then the game like they're like "Rah!" So like that's a little bit annoying. But other than that, like it was a $30 game, so it's not too bad. But yeah, Indica finally got it. Finally play it. It's really fun.
Yay.
I'm gonna keep playing it later tonight. Yeah, I feel like I haven't been breathing.
Breathe. You must
Yeah.
breathe.
You must. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now because I've been talking for a long time. And then it's games that I've already played, but my show and tell is I ordered it finally off Amazon because it was also just $30 and I got it last weekend. I ordered Scarsburg. Scarsburg. Hey, fuck you.
No, oh.
So I had it digital. I don't remember. It wasn't one of the free games, but I guess it was on sale, so I had bought it on PS4. But I wanted to have it physical because it's a really good game, and I could only get it on PS5, which is fine because my PS5 collection is like this big now, which is saying a lot for me because usually it takes me years to get to like this big. But I'm doing good. It's such a good game, and I've been wanting to start it over because I was playing it like a lot. I was playing the shit out of it, and then I stopped, and then I forgot where I was, and then I kind of forgot like everything because I stopped for too long. And this gives me a reason to start over on the PS5. Actually, no, I've already reinstalled it because when I got this and I put it in to install it, it was already installed. So I was like, oh shit, I installed the PS5 version with the digital one that I had. So now like the disc, I just have it. So yeah, but then I got Indica, so that's not gonna happen for a while.
So now it goes in the trash.
No, now it goes on the shelf, Sean. Speaking of Sean, what?
Sorry, I thought it was Village.
So did they do another game after Scars Above, like Dicks Below?
Wow. Why would is the opposite of scars dicks?
Yeah.
Dick scars. Oh, you know what's funny is you say Village. I gotta mention this really funny thing that happened. So Sean's been working a lot, and he was peeking on the stream when me and Shayla were playing the PPs. We were playing the Baldur's Gate, and he tried to say something like something the PP Village, and it wouldn't let, like, it was calling him out for saying inappropriate somethings in the chat, and he was like getting upset and messaging me like, what the fuck, it's censoring me. And he tried like 3 times to say it, and it kept censoring him, and he thought it was PPs. But I was like, oh yeah, so in my Twitch in the chat, village is a censored word. I put it as you can't type village in my chat, so Sean
As it
was being
should
censored.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was censoring peepees. I'm like, what the fuck? What a random thing to censor.
I had a feeling, that's why I was like, tell me in Discord what you said, and in my head I'm like, he definitely said something village. And like, yeah, so I should look back at that list and see what else is on there and just laugh. But I felt like I had to share that because that was fun.
That's funny.
But anyways, speaking of village, Lee, how was your week?
Whoa, gave me a heart attack.
Don't say that word.
Well, it's been busy.
Yes.
As a new employee of Umbrella in the bioweapons division, it's been difficult to find some free time. From managing Lisa Trevor's transformations to dealing with the dead doggies, and attending and getting preparations for Sean's funeral, which, by the way, got the flowers.
It's very thoughtful. Thank you.
I've also I had the time, so I could do it.
I don't have flowers. Oh well.
Well, we need an occasion to get flowers for you, Jazz. So you name a situation and we do it. Okay?
Sean's funeral.
All right, we'll get some flowers for you for next time.
Yeah, but I don't want
for
flowers.
my funeral, get Jazz flowers.
No, I meant I need flowers for your funeral to bring.
Oh.
Oh, surely you can get some yourself. I don't
It'll be
guess.
a digital funeral, right?
Yeah.
Can I just
You have to
bring
get
some
you have to get the
flour for,
DLC.
making a cake?
Just a bag of flour. Just to
Yeah.
throw at the body. Bitch!
I
So-
hope this blinds you.
So, in between that time, I've watched what I call Fallout 33 because that's what it happens in Vault 33. So I figure it makes sense to call it 33 rather than just Fallout, because some here might think, what you mean, the original game, the sequel, the 76? No, I'm just saying it's 33. So everyone should understand what I mean, unless you haven't watched it. Then whoops. But
Yeah, how dare you spoil the number of the vaults? It's
All
ruined.
out blue jumpsuit. Shit.
Damn it.
and
I thought it was vault 30.
Spoiler, there's a nuclear explosion.
there is. I didn't see that part.
Oh shit. Sorry.
You should be cut off right now. But we won't do that.
There's a dog in it.
And in that other free time, I've been collecting more Xbox games, which leads me to my show and tell, if you don't mind. I constructed this in my free time, a whole bunch of the games I've got, and I stuck them together with blue tack. So,
Why?
What?
why not? Why not?
He made a box.
I like boxes.
Like, I'm never
you
going to
know?
open them. Let's just turn them into Legos.
Yep. So they all vary. So the first one, Park Beyond, that was £9. I was thinking, well, why the hell not?
It's a heavy
Just-
box.
That's what
Yeah.
I need to do with all my copies of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
I just need to build
it in a
something out
box.
of them.
Yeah. I've started something here in my free time. I got System Shock, which came out
Ooh.
earlier this week, so I nabbed that. I got a physical version of the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, so I was thinking, hey, if the digital service die out on those games, I have the physical version, so yay.
He says if.
Well,
When?
it's going to happen. Yeah. I got Minecraft because it was the 15th anniversary, and I realized I didn't have Minecraft physically, so I
Can
snapped
you
that up.
believe that shit? 15 years from Minecraft? What
I
the
feel-
fuck?
I feel so old. I think I got grey hair sticking out from here somewhere.
Finally.
I have the re-released Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which I believe has most of the DLC that was being released for the game, and it was only £20, so why the hell not? I also got Sea of Stars because I looked at that, I liked the artwork, and I was thinking stars, so I had to get it. And there's a bonus. If we take the lid off here, excuse me, this is delicate work, it's like working on a patient. I also got this Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year-Old Door for Switch.
Why is it a cube of Xbox games and then a Switch game in it?
It's
Because it's the only thing that can
Trapped.
fit in it. It's the only thing that can fit inside. I couldn't fit another Xbox game in there.
You can put a controller.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think that far ahead, okay?
You could put some
Cut me
Marmite
some
in there.
slack. I'm a doctor. An umbrella. It's lucky that I'm still alive, okay? Anyway, I got this because it also came out this week, and there was a time when me and Alec looked at this for the GameCube and realized, my God, it's expensive to get.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'll get this so I don't run into that situation in the future again.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the GameCube one's going for like $120 right now. Stupid.
Yeah, it was 160 last time I checked, and that was years
God
ago.
damn.
So yeah, I thought ahead. Plus, it came with some paper airplanes, so I could send them over. So someone who does the who does the
What if you
heavy
built like
rain thing?
two big cubes out of games and then threw the paper airplane at it?
The plane would lose. There, but yeah, that's basically been my time. So I will now switch over to the lollipop loving Alec.
Those aren't
Okay.
lollipops.
Lollipop.
I love how you stick to your bit, by the way. Right, so my week I played Rogue Lords. You're essentially the devil, and you're assembling your team of like vampire and bad people to go around defeating Van Helsing's team of pitchforkers and all that kind of crap.
Pitchforkers.
Yeah.
Van Helsing's team of pitchforkers.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't play it very long because I was just like getting bored of it. I'm like, eh. I played also new to me Valiant Hearts, The Great War.
Did you say Valium Hearts?
No, Valiant.
That does not sound like a Alec approved game.
I mean, none of the games I played were.
I mean, are any of them?
I think that was the better game out of all the games I played. So yeah, I played the demo to Boxville, where you play as a used tin.
A used tin?
Yep. With like
a
googly
can?
eyes. Yep.
What the fuck? Why do you play these games?
Because
Why?
I don't know. I somehow become like the indie kind of guy in the
Good
podcast
Lord.
for some reason. And I then played Backbeat Demo. Yeah, so it's essentially a puzzle game where you just move things and you can rewind time to make a different move. And every time you make a move, a musical instrument plays. It's just like, okay.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
These are all digital, I assume.
Yeah, I didn't purchase any of these things.
Wow. Kicked
Speaking
his
of-
ass out of here.
Speaking
mean-
of,
The only thing worse than that is fucking mobile phone games. Garbage.
oh, I'm glad you brought that up because that's
Oh,
later
fuck.
on. So, speaking of rubbish things I couldn't give a shit about.
How was your week?
Wow.
So I was kind of forced to watch about 4 episodes of Doctor Who.
The new one or the old one?
I have seen drips and drabs of the new series. So I watched like 3 or 4 different doctors, right? So I was like, all right. So Nash, he wants me to watch these things. So I'm like, all right, just get it out of your system. I will watch it. I will not play on my phone. I will pay attention to the thing on TV. And I did. And then after it was done, I was like, this is so boring. I mean, you just predict what's going to happen, halfway through. And I'm just like, why do people watch this shit? Oh, I'm sorry, less people are watching this shit now. So,
Have they figured out the doctor's name yet?
yeah, I think at the
Tanisha.
moment it's Doctor Who cares.
Dr. Tunisia.
So, other than that, I've been watching Clarkson's Farm, season 2 and 3 of that.
Oh,
And,
it's so funny.
yeah. And then I started watching season 4 of The Grand Tour. So, the only reason why I got Amazon at the minute is because it came with a free voucher I was getting. So I was just like, all right, go watch Amazon Prime for a little bit for this month. And so that's what I'm doing. Brings me a good thing to bring up. So tomorrow we're doing Wardalongs. It's the last Sunday of the month. Each month we do Wardalongs, right? So 4 p.m. Denver, Colorado time, 11 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Ottawa time. So tomorrow we might be watching what Sean was mentioning about Kong Fury on YouTube.
Not Kong, Kung. Like Kung
Right.
Fu.
If it doesn't have King Kong on it, I'm going to be disappointed.
Wow.
So we're going to be watching that tomorrow, and we'll also be watching my favourite film, Airplane. So, yay.
I haven't seen that movie in a long, long time.
Show and tell. So something Lee had got me. He left it last time he saw me. A dino egg.
Oh, I'm sorry. A what?
A dino.
Oh,
I killed him.
So,
you were frozen in time for a moment.
Someone had to do it.
the third energy crisis.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a dino egg. I'm going to be trying to open it while Sean's telling us what he did for this week. So, Sean, how was your week?
Don't you mean a dino egg?
Shut up.
Not a whole lot for me this week. I watched The Fall Guy. I watched Archer, and I watched a movie called Ezra, and they were all fine. Fall Guy was pretty good, actually. I thought that was good. I played a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm doing the tactical. I think that's what it's called, tactical difficulty run. Not the hardest one, not the DLC one, but the one down from that. So I'll be going through that periodically, trying to get some trophies that we didn't get when we played through Jazz. And I'm still not going to like go through and like look at the hidden trophies. I want to go through and just see kind of what I can get, trying to like do a good, like being a good person playthrough and see what happens. And then once I'm done with that, I'll try to like platinum the game eventually. It probably won't be a long time before I go back to it, because it took us so long to go through it. And if I get through this other playthrough, I'll probably be burnt out for a while. But one day I'll get that platinum. I almost played Tekken 8. I installed it, but I ran out of time because I was doing notes and stuff like that. But next week, I'm going to finally play Tekken 8, and I'm going to hate it. I can feel it, but you never know. You never know. I thought I was going to hate Street Fighter 6, and I liked it a lot. So who knows? We'll see. And then I pulled this out because I want to start this too. And I want to start streaming Alone in the Dark, hopefully next week as well, because I really want to play it. I might just say fuck it and not stream it and play it, because like if I have to stream it, I feel like I'm going to keep putting it off, and I really want to play it a lot. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to try to stream it next week, and we'll see what happens. But what else? I need to get back to Stellar Blade. I haven't touched that since that first playthrough when I bought the game, but I really like that, and I want to go through it. And it's kind of it. Been working a lot, so bleh. Other than that, I've been working on some podcast stuff. You'll see a little bit of that later when we get into the news. And I've been working on a little bit on the website, trying to get that back up, and my machinima video, obviously. So that's about done. And it's kind of it for my week. My show and tell. I thought I would do this because Baldur's Gate. I thought I had the first one, but I don't. But I have the second one. And I didn't realize, but I think this is the copy that I bought when it came out, because look how fucking like new it looks. Brand new. It's so shiny and pretty. It's beautiful.
Put it in a box.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a box out of it. And back in the day, even when you pre-ordered things, you would get physical things. It has a
Back in my day.
DVD guide. I guess it's like a strategy guide or something. I don't know. But I have that as well, which is kind of cool. It's a relic from another time, like before the internet had everything you ever needed for your video games. You had to watch a DVD to figure out what to do. And we talked about this. This is that game that I was talking about that's kind of like Morrowind, that was done by Arcane, who doesn't exist anymore. But if you ever see this game, it's really cool. If you like Morrowind and like the Elder Scrolls games, it's basically the same thing, but it's not as open. It's kind of like dungeon crawly, but it's got all the same shit. It's like kind of open where you can go wherever you want, but it's all like underground. There's like you interact with people and have dialogues with different outcomes depending on what you say to them, and it's really cool. It's a niche game that I think a lot of people missed out on. So now you know about it. If you find it, I don't know if it's expensive or not. I haven't really looked it up, but hopefully it's not too bad.
This is where you type it up. It's like worth like $5,000 million. And like,
$5,000 million. God, I hope not, because
That's a big
it's
number.
a good game, and people should play. I wish it would become available on like Game Pass or something like that, but nobody cares about that or even knows about that game anymore. So it's just going to disappear and die, unfortunately. But I like it, and now you know about it, so check it out. And,
Check it out.
Yeah. And I'm going to obviously be playing Tekken on disc. Alec, you fuck. You and your digital games.
I played Tekken 8 on disc. You got it on disc, haven't you, Lee?
I have enough games over here that maybe I can start like building a fucking box out of them.
No, what you should do, Sean, is get your copies of Resident Evil 4 and get it in the way of Village and all that kind of collector shit. Just bury it in that.
Wow. Then I wouldn't have to look at it.
Exactly.
Now I gotta Disnos. We have to build the throne of copies of Resident Evil 4. Just like make a chair out of Resident Evil 4 copies, huh?
Throne of games.
There you go. Exactly. We got to make it happen.
Just take this as an inspiration, as a base, and then you can make the chair.
So, what's holding them together? Tape?
No, blue tack or white tack, but it's tack in other words. Because if I use my tape, it's going to rip the ceiling off it. So
I know how much you like tape, so it was the logical assumption.
I save tape for your boxes.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to waste it.
Exactly. Doesn't want to waste precious tape on a box.
Wow,
that's not going to Sean.
Plus, I have to put these back in up there soon. So this is for display purposes only.
So when you send me tape, do you like calculate how much tape you're going to use so that you can put the remainder in the box? Like, how does that even work? Because there's always tape in the box somehow.
Well,
there's rolls of tape.
I always make sure I got enough for when I start wrapping everything up. And if I have anything to spare, I was thinking, well, I give it to them so they can use it. That's the thinking.
There's lots of tape at Umbrella Inc. So he just uses that.
It's like what I do with the tissues as well. I get tissues to give to other people to use. I think about everyone's benefits.
I know you're all about the recycling, sending me your fucking bags, like potato chip bags and fucking frozen dinner boxes and shit.
Hey, I try to make it look a bit more interesting. You're thinking, okay, what the fuck is this?
It keeps the things protected.
Exactly.
Like one of them is literally like a frozen dinner tray that he resealed in plastic.
I got Carlos pizza, didn't I?
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I cleaned it as well. So
that is one of the questions that I ask in my unboxing videos is that, God, I hope you clean these. So
yes, I do.
He cleaned them and then I spunked on them after. So.
Oh no.
He took a poop in them.
It's time for some news. It's a dino. There's a dino.
It's a dinosaur.
He's having a crisis.
It's a dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur.
You got to say it right.
No, it's dinosaur.
Alec doesn't understand it unless you say dino.
Well, I can't help
it. Dinosaur.
I'm a doctor, not a teacher, so I can't help him.
That's rude. How dare you? News. Mad Max movie director wants to do a game with Hideo Kojima. Does anybody even know what Mad Max is? Has anybody seen any of the movies?
They were
I've seen
terrible.
bits of some of the movies. I've
I
seen more parodies of it.
Fucked.
the only one I've seen is it wasn't a remake, but the one with what's his name? It had Charlize Theron in it and
Fury Road.
that other guy. Yeah, that one. That's the only one I've seen. So I'm not really, and I thought it was good.
I was
Did you get?
expecting like a really crazy, like, what's the word? Like post-apocalyptic thing.
I mean, is that not what it was?
The original, nah.
Oh well, I mean, okay.
I
Wait.
got
Did you watch
bored
the new one
as
first and then the old
fuck.
ones?
No,
Oh, okay.
nope. I was bored as fuck.
That's. I mean, they were what made in the early '80s, weren't they? So like
Yeah.
that's just how a lot of movies were back then. You know, like if
I
you,
heard
especially when you're used to like modern movies and you go back and you watch an action movie from like the '80s, they're so low energy and slow paced. It just how things were, you know, we weren't throwing fucking millions of dollars into movies where it's just fucking constant adrenaline and action all the time. So it's kind of a like if you go into it with the wrong mentality, yeah, it's going to be boring. So, but I feel like that's not just a Mad Max thing. I feel like that's just in a generality. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's really fair to like say specifically Mad Max is just slow and lame because it was the era.
Oh
And
no.
but to and I can't even like I'm not defending it because I haven't seen the older ones, but I'm assuming
Don't.
because like if you wow, because just in general when you like when I go back and I watch like an older movie, it's just like wow, it's really slow.
I think I was just
We're
expecting
spoiled.
it to be like Doomsday, like the car chase in Doomsday. Like that's what I was expecting.
Doomsday. I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you should. It's good.
We could do a ward along.
Yeah,
There you go.
100%. Love that movie.
But anyways, for people that do like Mad Max, this is interesting. Mad Max film director George Miller says he would be interested in making a new Mad Max game if it could be made, quote, at the highest level by someone like Hideo Kojima. However, he also mentioned that he would never ask Kojima, given that he is so busy making his own original stuff, praising Kojima's work as fantastic. So he wants to work with Kojima, but he's never going to ask. So there you go. Miller was consulted on the 2015 Mad Max game, which received a somewhat positive reception. Miller was disappointed at the game, though, and mentioned that he would like to do something better next time around if the opportunity were to arise. I heard that game was pretty good. I have it, but I haven't played it yet. But it's kind of like open world, kind of Grand Theft Auto-y, a little bit mixed with like Borderlands, from what I could tell. But I'm thinking like what they could do with that kind of theme with a good director or having like Hideo Kojima make something like that, I think would be really interesting.
Mhm.
But probably never going to see it happen.
I just had an idea. What if Hideo Kojima's OD project is actually a Mad Max game?
Yeah.
We don't know what this OD is.
This is like an
It's the
advertising
basis.
stunt that he's doing. He's like, "Oh, I sure would
Yeah.
like to make a Mad Max game."
Yeah, so those faces that we saw in its teaser trailer, they could just be the participants in Kojima's Mad Max game. Thinking. Anyway,
you never know. You never know.
exactly.
Alec is gone. I was curious kind of his take on this because he's the Metal Gear head. He likes the Metal Gear games and Kojima stuff. So, but he's not here to comment on it. But he hates everything, so I already know the answer to that. It's fine. The Alone in the Dark remake is officially a failure, unfortunately. According to Embracer Group's financial reports, Alone in the Dark has failed to meet projected sales goals. Not long ago, Embracer laid off a portion of its staff, likely as a result of games like Alone in the Dark and Outcast: A New Beginning underperforming. Along with the layoffs, Embracer Group canceled a new Deus Ex game as well that had been in development for 2 years. They shuttered Volition Studios and sold off studios like Gearbox, who developed Borderlands, and Saber Interactive, developers of the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. So they're falling on hard times, I guess.
I don't think the game would have been a failure if it was published by someone not Embracer Group, because they screwed themselves up royally, and they're just using any excuse to trim the fat. Oh, Volition, goodbye. Your game didn't work out. Oh, Alone in the Dark game, that didn't work out. Goodbye.
Well, when you own like thousands of studios, like I feel like their requirements of success are like really high. It's like either like you have to prove your worth or you're just gone. It's like we have all these studios and we're bleeding all this money. So if you're not amazing, you got to go.
It's almost as ridiculous as Square Enix, isn't it? Because they were expecting the Rebirth and 16 to sell gazillions, but it hasn't. So Embracer Group's in the same boat, isn't it? They're expecting all their games to sell millions, and
I mean that's just kind of a sign of the times, like with the budgets the way they are. I mean, the whole industry is kind of out of control, and I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit. Unfortunately, it's incredibly difficult for a game to be deemed successful in the current state of the video game industry, like we were just talking about. Take the Dead Space remake, for example, with a bloated budget estimated around $160 million for a remake. The game was expected to sell 5 million copies, but only sold 2 million. But still, like 2 million is a lot.
Yeah.
So this translates to a sales goal of $350 million they were expecting to make off of that game, with an actual gross of $140 million. So $140 million is a failure. And that's the problem. Like when you spend so much money on a game, you have to have these outrageous sales expectations or it's considered a failure. And when you have a company like Embracer that has all these things going on, all these different developers making all these different games, like they can't afford to have misses like that. So they have to trim the fat, like you said. So they're just setting themselves up for failure. But this is every company at this point, because every game has a stupid high budget. So the sales goals are so high. It's just getting out of control. So everything's becoming a failure. Diablo 4 had 9,000 people working on it. That's insane. How the hell are you supposed to make a profit when you have 9,000 employees working on a single game?
Well, you charge $9,000 for the game, and then
right.
Yeah.
Or you
That's
pay
why
them all $1 each.
Yeah.
Well, that's why that's why Diablo is the way that it is, with the battle passes and all these shitty DLC packs that are like way overpriced. It's because they have this huge inflated investment and they have to figure out a way to make back that money, and they pass that shit on to the consumer. It's bullshit. But like if they and this is Alone in the Dark that we're talking about. It's like this is a smaller like this isn't some massive AAA IP. This is like a smaller thing. It doesn't have a massive fan base that they can capitalize on. So like for them to invest that much money and have that high of an expectation for the return, it's just setting it up for failure. Like there's no way they're going to sell enough to justify that. If they had managed it better and maybe like how many millions of dollars do you really need? Like even if they did 40 million, which is a shit ton of money, they would have made $100 million on it. And that's should have been totally realistic and doable for them to approach it in that manner. But no, they have to go crazy and just fucking flood all this money. And I just don't understand what they're thinking in the modern video game industry. It's crazy. But anyway, despite the bad news, the company Embracer Group has reported solid sales for the Tomb Raider Remastered Collection, stating that the game was, quote, positively received and performed above management expectations. So there you go, Jazz. Some good news for Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Speaking of them owning all these properties, Tomb Raider is one of them. which is kind of scary to think about. Like if Tomb Raider has a bad release, they could close down that studio and essentially kill Tomb Raider for a period of time.
No, don't kill Lara. No.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, this does look grim for Alone in the Dark, because this is going to be the third time that they tried to revitalize the series, and it's failed every single time. First, they tried to bring Alone in the Dark back in 2001 with the New Nightmare, which failed. Again, in 2008 with the first Alone in the Dark reboot, that failed as well. And now they're doing it again in 2024 with the second Alone in the Dark reboot, which failed. So,
Perhaps they should just leave it alone in the dark.
wow. I mean, they're going to. I'm assuming. I feel like they're not gonna want to invest any more money in a property that's clearly not going to make them any money. Like all these attempts at trying to get something out of the franchise has failed over and over again. So I feel like it's just going to either die here or it's just going to kind of disappear for a little while and then maybe materialize in like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years. But it sucks because like if I play this game and I like it, I'm going to know there's not going to be a sequel down the road, or whatever iteration of this is probably going to be another reboot down the road. So it's just like, it sucks. And I feel like it didn't need to be that way. If they had been a little bit more responsible in terms of like expectation, investment, like there's just no reason for them to set games up like this for failure. It sucks. But it is what it is. At least Tomb Raider's doing good. We got to take the victories where we can.
Where we want.
Give me a second. I've got so many images open right now. Speaking of Tomb Raider's current success, we're going to talk a little bit about limited run games and Tomb Raider. Limited run games has some huge releases this month. Now, let me preface this first. Recently, I shat on limited run games, rightfully so, regarding their current track record. They've been known to do some pretty scummy shit, like release out-of-date versions of games, or in the case of D, they were just putting things on CDRs. They fired a staff member for following a certain people on Twitter, which is fucked up. The quality of their products are all over the place. So, like, they're not a great company, like morally speaking. But limited run games does have like some solid products. So, but they're a company. Like most companies, they're kind of shit. So, it is what it is. With that said, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the hype releases that they've got going on. They've got some exciting things coming up. So as long as you're okay with them being a shitty company and giving them your money, you make that call. Yeah, so first we'll piggyback off of Tomb Raider. Limited Run has 2 awesome Tomb Raider releases. We talked a bit about these last week, but we didn't really have the details to go into it. First, there's the Lara Croft collection exclusive to Switch. I got a picture for that one.
Switch.
For the Switch. Right there. The 2-game collection includes both isometric puzzle adventure games Guardian of Light and Temple of Osiris. This is the first time either game has been available physically in any form, I believe. I don't think they ever released a physical copy on PlayStation. I know they did that like collector's edition that had like collectibles, but there was just a code in the box. That's the only thing that I've ever seen in terms of like a physical version. So I believe this is the first time it's ever been actually the game on a physical medium.
Yeah.
There's also a collector's edition that you can see right there that comes in a retro PC style pyramid box. Comes with a steelbook, acrylic standee, physical soundtrack, and 3 art prints. The standard edition goes for $39.99 and the collector's edition goes for $89.99. Both are available to pre-order now with an expected ship date of October 1st to the end of November, depending on which version that you get. But remember, this is limited run games. I would not believe that release window. I would expect at least a good year before you actually get anything from them. Sometimes you get it sooner, but usually you don't. So as long as you have the expectation of like, hey, it's going to be a year plus. If it shows up earlier than that, great. If it doesn't, well, that's normal. So just keep that in
you
mind.
wouldn't want to move if you're waiting for something to come.
Well, I mean, you can change your shipping address. So just remember to do so if you do move. Just make sure that you're paying attention to that. Because they have really bad customer service as well. So if they ship you the thing and you don't get it, you might have to argue with somebody. So there's that. And next up is the Tomb Raider Remastered Collection that Jazz talked about last week. The physical release will obviously include the remasters of the first 3 Tomb Raider games and will be available on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Switch for $29.99, which is a really good price, $10 a piece, not bad. There's also a collector's edition like we expected, which I have a picture of as well. And this thing is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a nice collector's box, which includes a steelbook, a map book, a collection of 6 cards, a physical soundtrack, a set of 3 posters, 1 for each game, a set of 3 polygonal figures with in-game accurate models for each title, and a 2-pistol replica set in a lighted shadow box, which is really, really cool. Only problem with this one is it's pretty expensive, going for $199.99. It's not cheap. Both versions are available for pre-order now with an expected ship date between the end of September to the end of March of 2025. So there's a big release window on there, depending if you get the standard edition or the collector's edition. And again, expect at least a year. Also, the long-awaited Clock Tower physical release has been detailed.
Tower of Clocks.
Tower of Clocks. Again, this will have 2 release versions. It'll have a standard edition for $34.99, available on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. And the collector's edition that comes with the collector's box, physical soundtrack, double-sided poster, acrylic standees, a stress ball, a pin, a keychain, and a sticker sheet. So this is one of the kind of iffy collector's editions. Like there's some cool stuff in there, but it's these weird collector's editions that they do that have like sticker sheets and keychains and a stress ball where it's just like, what are we doing here? And like maybe we could have been a little bit more creative with our collector's edition. The box is really cool. Steelbook is cool, or the soundtrack is cool. So it's got some things in there, but I don't know. It's pretty expensive though. It's going for $124.99. So I don't think it's really worth that. But on the flip side, if you're a collector, something like this is probably going to retain its value and probably go up in price. So if you're buying it like for your collection, there's kind of a trade-off that you can consider in that regard. But in terms of like the value, like what you're spending versus what you're getting, is probably not really worth it. So there you go. Release window on this one is mid-October through mid-March 2025. And finally, this one is not limited run related, but more of an alternative. If you don't want to go the limited run route for your physical Tomb Raider game, you can pick up the standard or deluxe editions in the PAL region via websites like Game or Play Asia. The standard edition goes for $39.99, so it's a little bit more expensive than limited run for some reason. And the deluxe edition goes for $59.99 and comes with a collector's box, steelbook, map book, and a digital soundtrack, so you don't get it on disc. There is a North American release listed for both versions, but no date or confirmation on an actual release could be found. So I don't know if they're assuming there's going to be a US release or if it's official, but so far it's only PAL region confirmed. But there you go. You have an alternative if you don't want to go to limited run. Or if you want another collector's edition for your Tomb Raider collection, there you go, Jazz. You can spend even more money. Get them all.
All of them.
Become like me with Resident Evil with your Tomb Raiders.
Not that's crazy.
Build a throne.
With tack.
And speaking of collector's editions and physical editions, Baldur's Gate 3 Deluxe editions have been delayed. Yay! For those who have purchased the North American Deluxe version on PS5 through Larian's website, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get your copy. The Xbox, PC, and non-North American region versions have all shipped out on time, but for some reason, the North American PS5 version has been hit with a second delay. Initially set to ship in Q1 by March, shipping was delayed to April or May. Now Larian has posted an update on Twitter to let those who purchase this version know that the game won't reach them until July. Larian commented, quote, "Due to production changes outside of our control, we have had to follow certain processes specifically set by production companies when manufacturing the PS5 discs, and unfortunately, the approval for particular regions has taken much longer than expected. Knowing that there are some of you still waiting to play Baldur's Gate 3 despite the fact that we are unable to substitute physical goods with digital versions, we can only deeply apologize that your pre-orders have again been delayed." So a little disappointing, a bit of a misstep for Larian considering all the goodwill that they've garnered in recent times. Not providing digital codes to customers who have their orders delayed is kind of a weird call for them to make. Usually they're pretty good about like doing the right thing and like standing up for, the community and the consumer. So for them to not do something like that kind of seems like a weird call for them. But it is what it is. They want to make their money. So and to be fair, if they did that, there's people out there that would take advantage. It's like, oh, well, now I have a digital copy. Let's cancel my physical. Especially because there's probably people out there that are bitter because they've been waiting for so long. So if like they were given a free digital copy, they'd probably cancel out of spite just to kind of stick it to them for making them wait. So I get it, but it still would have been nice to see them do another good thing within the community. Luckily, I don't really care. I'll wait because I have it and I can play it.
Yeah.
But like I was almost one of those people that was just going to wait for that version. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are really getting frustrated because they want to play this game and they can't. So it kind of sucks.
Well, they should have ordered the digital first or the Asian.
Yeah. But it's censored.
No peepees.
No peepees for the Japanese bees.
Japanese.
Japanese.
That sounds weird.
It does sound weird. Atari and Intellivision become twins.
Twins.
Rival companies from the golden age of gaming have merged as Atari has bought out Intellivision. It's kind of a weird time for this to happen because they're both kind of irrelevant at this point, but still kind of interesting. The buyout gives Atari the rights to over 200 games which they can use to distribute old and new iterations of beloved favorites from the past. So, there you go. I can't really think of a whole lot of Atari or Intellivision games that I'd like to see them bring back, so I don't really see this going anywhere that's going to be interesting to me, but I'm sure it'll appeal to some people. But it's a little concerning for me because, again, we're seeing more buyouts. Like buyouts are happening like all the time, constantly, every week we're saying like, oh, this company bought out that company and that company bought out this company. It's just like the industry continues to shrink and shrink and shrink, and that's not really a healthy thing to happen within, any kind of business model, because the smaller it gets, the more controlled it gets, and the more we kind of like throttle things like growth and creativity and stuff like that. So granted, it's in television and Atari, so this isn't going to be a large impact within the industry, but it's just like we continue to see this time and time again, and I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way in some aspects. No, Alec. Bad. I have to choose my words carefully. Oh boy. Stellar Blade gets an update.
The thumb.
Not that I would know, because I haven't been playing it, but I want to.
Wow.
In the game's first patch, a new boss battle mode has been added, allowing you to fight your way through all 19 of the game bosses with different difficulties and equipment modifiers. Beating the challenge on normal or above even unlocks a shiny new outfit. Ooh. The update also offers another new outfit in 2 colors, plus the inclusion of 2 alternate versions of existing outfits that were previously censored. Developer Shift Up's CEO Kim Hyung Tae claims that the alterations to the outfits were an intentional design choice, but the original designs being included in the update after the backlash seems to say otherwise. I mean, am I wrong? Does that not seem a little suspicious? It's like, oh, we toned these outfits down because we just wanted to do that, and then we put them in there anyway, just cause. Meanwhile, everybody's complaining about the censorship. That just happened to be a thing that you did. Come on. It seems a little sus. But either way, players have access to both versions of the outfit, so I guess everybody wins, I suppose. Shift Up has also expressed interest in a possible sequel to Stellar Blade and the possibility of a PC port, in addition to announcing their next game, which will be a AAA urban sci-fi action RPG codenamed Project Witches. The new title is set to be a next-generation title with a 2027 release window. So there's a little bit of good news for Shayla, because she doesn't have her PS5, so they might be porting it over to PC and she can play it. Diego, Shayla.
Or she could get a PS5 and be normal.
Wow. What about Alec?
Alec had a PS5. It's not his fault.
It's still there. It's just in bits.
I can't believe you dissected it.
I mean, it wasn't me, but...
So what does that make me? Because I have Stellar Blade, but I don't have a PS5.
I mean, you get a pass because you supported the thing, so I forgive you.
Oh, good to know.
There you go.
I have seen the light.
And now, like, when it comes out on PC and it goes on like a super sale for like $10, you can buy it and play it that way. And you can keep your physical copy sealed, safe, and sound. And you can build a table out of it.
Yes.
Next time I go around your flat, Lee, there's going to be so many different things in there.
Yeah.
You'll turn the microwave into fucking, I don't know, some video games. And I'm like, okay.
You give me good ideas. You're encouraging it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Alec.
He's already did.
Friday the 13th is back, and it's just as disappointing as expected. Last week, we talked about the future of the Friday the 13th IP in the form of the multi-platform Jason Universe experience thing, and I expressed my concern of Jason becoming a cash grab gimmick, and it turns out my concerns were justified, because Jason is being added as a fighter in the Super Smash Bros. Ripoff Multiverses. Multiverses is basically a Smash Bros. Set in like the WB universe. And it's got fighters like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Rick and Morty, Superman and Batman, Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry, and so on. I mean, like, the idea of Jason like beating the shit out of Bugs Bunny is kind of appealing, but no. Like, I don't want to see Jason relegated to this.
some other like version of Fortnite.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. It's like they're likening this to Fortnite, so you already know this is a problem.
Saturday morning Fortnite.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a I think somebody at IGN said that it has like quote strong Fortnite vibes, like that's appealing or something. Blah. Blah. N- Blah. And not only is it Fortnite-ish, but it's also a cesspool of fucking microtransactions. It has 4 different types of currencies. One for in-game perks, one for unlocking characters, one for cosmetics and emotes, and one for premium cosmetics.
Start me up.
No. No. This is the worst kind of game. No. And Jason's in it. Great.
Jason?
Great Jason?
Or Jason's likeness is in it.
I mean,
Does he even look like
I
Jason?
got
Just looks like
a
Sonic.
big
What's the
guy with a
difference?
hockey mask is in it.
Yeah.
he looks so stupid too. Like they made him fat. Like what? Why?
Because he's been. I mean,
He's
what does he do
bloated.
at camp? He just kills
Bloated.
people and eats hot dogs.
He's
and
been soaking up
marshmallows.
all the water in Crystal Lake. So he's a bloated
Or he's
fat
been
boy.
doing a bunch of crystal meth at Crystal Lake.
Wow.
Then he'd be skinny.
I want
So
a
that's
real
what I gotta
Jason
do.
game.
Got it.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, I want a fucking Friday the 13th movie. A real one, a good one. Not this. Anyways, it's fine. That's the news.
No, that's the nose.
That's the news.
Oh, Deborah.
Ah.
It's horrible.
So, Jazz, you have a thingamabob,
Do I?
don't you?
I can't see it.
Oh, don't show it on camera, Pornhub.
Pee-pee. Yeah. Oh, wait.
No.
I
She's
do.
lost it.
I do. I just. It's not opening for some reason. I have to
Yeah.
open it
You,
on this program, and it's
You need some
not
lube?
loading.
you didn't put it in a box, did you? And you have to.
What are you opening?
My notes,
Oh,
That
I'm like,
didn't
didn't you send me
open?
everything?
WordPad.
Oh, okay.
It's because I use WordPad because it's free, and then every time I try to open the file, it doesn't load.
I mean, WordPad is a very powerful program that takes a lot of like demand on your system. So,
What are you talking about?
sarcasm.
Wow. Yeah, except now it's not recognizing the file at all.
Oh no.
That's okay. We
Oopsie
have a
doopsie.
backup. We have backup. I just have to find my.
Technical difficulty.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
The Dino
Got it.
Store.
This is the game we're talking about today.
Hey,
Hey. It's a zombie game.
it's a zombie game. Apparently, there's
zombie
too many
game.
of those.
I didn't say there were too many of those. I said I was getting bored of zombie games because they're just to me, there's just always the same. Like, go out, shoot zombies. That's it. There's just
I
not
mean,
enough variety.
Most games are go out, shoot thing.
Yes, I know, but there's like for zombies, it's just everything had to include zombies for the longest time, and it just became everything had zombies, and it was just I don't know. I was just like, there's other stuff out there, and now I've been out there, I've seen other things.
You've
It's
seen things,
cool.
man.
I've seen things, man. But this is like bringing like I still like zombie stuff. I can't get into the new zombie stuff because it's just always like, oh great, like there's other monsters, like. But yeah, this is a zombie game, and it actually is a cooperative.
You know what you sound like? The people that made Village. I'm just saying.
This is why I don't like giving my opinions.
I'm just
Get shat
kidding.
on.
I'm just kidding.
So Blight Survival is a medieval cooperative extraction-like game. It's set in an alternate 14th century. So a medieval zombie game, which has co-op. You and up to 3 other players fight against mortals and monsters in a desperate attempt to reach and destroy the source of the blight, a deadly affliction that plagues the land. The game takes place in what's called the No Man's Land between 2 desperate kingdoms in a ceaseless war. So not only you're fighting like like they said, mortals and monsters. So you're like, it's the 14th century, so everybody's at war at something. Um, Within this purgatory, a new strain of blight has erupted from remains of the fallen. Fed and strengthened by the blood that has been spilled, it rapidly spreads, turning men into monsters. As the people bleed, paralyzed by war, they have turned to you and your kin. Being the only ones willing, you've been tasked to venture forth and vanquish the all-consuming blight. Um, there's not a whole lot of that's pretty much the details. I got most of the information off of Steam because that's where I could find the most. Also, there's digging around. It's usually called. It's usually like the same stuff but in different words. But yeah, it mixes two things that I usually enjoy. Um, there's I find a difference between like going around like you have like the hordes of zombies. Like example, Left 4 Dead, you have like the hordes coming at you like wave after wave, and you have the guns, and you could switch like shotgun or whatever, and shooting at them. There's a difference between that or like you have the swords in like the medieval where they had like only limited like they weren't evolved to the point where they had the guns and shit yet. Like maybe a catapult or trebuchet or whatever they're called, like that's as far as they had. So like you have the swords. We do have the trailer, but the thing is the trailer apparently was just a teaser, so it was just showing like a 2-second thing. So what I did was I took the extended gameplay trailer and kind of just cut bits and pieces to show you a little bit of the different things, but it was like a 5-minute trailer and I didn't want to show that. So it'll show a little bit of like what you get to do, and then we can kind of discuss what it seems like the game has, because I feel like the gameplay trailer offers more than what the description in Steam and stuff has. I didn't find much about the developers, but from going on the website and then clicking on the developers website, it seems like it's the same people who made Dead by Daylight.
So why do you want this?
What? Well, they make good games. I'm not saying like the Dead by Daylight itself kind of got like for me got repetitive and old, but this isn't like an online co-op like one everybody like this is I from what I see, this is like a story-based game that you can play with other people. But I don't know, I'm probably just not explaining it well. Anyways, let's just watch the trailer. You guys can have your own opinions of it. I thought it looked cool. It's kind of cool that they get to carry weapons too.
Boy, calm down, will you? Alright, I'm looking.
What did I say then, eh?
Look for the paint.
That's it. That painted armour. Bloody savages, didn't I say?
Yeah, you said it, Grinder.
Keep looking.
That has major Plague Tale vibes.
Yeah, because of the era. I
Well,
thought
not even just that, like the HUD, the interface, the armor design, like everything seems like it's part of that universe. Like it's not a bad thing.
I think that and like the
Interesting.
fact that they call it the Blight. Well,
And that
we
too.
call it the Bite in Plague Tale, but like yeah, the Blight and like um just the fact that like the zombies or like the infected, the Blight, they have weapons and they attack you with weapons. So they're kind of like yeah, they're kind of zombies, but they're like obviously still like alert enough and mobile enough, but it's still like a direct hit to the head or whatever kills them. Like you've got your swords, obviously got the bow. Um like there's some sort of weird like when he's crouching down and looking at this plant thing, like there's got to be some sort of like growth that you're looking at. So it kind of seems like it's mixing a lot of aspects of different games that we've played. But the atmosphere looks cool. Like I love that it gives the vibes of Plague Tale, because obviously like the atmosphere of that game was obviously I really fucking love that. So it's bringing two worlds, like the monster survival, like with like medieval stuff, because I love medieval stuff in games. So when I caught my eye yesterday and I looked into it, I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of want to bring that up. I thought it might be interesting to bring it up today. The only thing is, like, unfortunately, there's no release date announced. There's no like I haven't seen anything on what it's coming out on. Like when I Google it, it says Microsoft, so like PC, but there's also like some videos that show you like thumbnails with like PlayStation. So I'm like, well, now I don't know. And there's a lot of sources that I don't know if I can trust them or not, like if they're real or not. So I think it's one of those like we'll see or not. I kind of hope it'll come out on consoles, because a co-op game like with a story that it's not going to be only on mobile. A co-op game that you can play through like a campaign like this would be really fun to if we could play like up to 3 other people, so like up to 4 people. Like if we could play it together, that would be really sick. But we have to wait and see, and obviously for Sean if it comes out physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are already putting in like pictures on like the PS5 cases, and I'm like, I used to fall for that, and then I realized like, oh, like anybody can just do that on any like Photoshop app. So, but yeah,
Yeah, at this point, I just assume it's not going to be physical, and then if it does come out physical, then I'm like, yay! But
yeah,
especially with
and
this, so it's Behavior Interactive developers.
uh, I I didn't take a note because like my initial notes wouldn't. I don't know what happened to them, and so like I took other different notes this morning. Um, I think so. Yeah, behavior. Hang on a sec. What the hell is going on here? Uh, it's Hanier Studio, but that's why I was confused because oh yeah, Blight Survivor, Behavior Interactive.
Interesting. It's such a weird, like, I mean, I guess they've been doing Dead by Daylight for what, like a fucking decade at this point. So them doing something new is good, but it just seems like a weird departure for them. Like some, it just kind of has me weary because some studios can do different things, but other ones like they break away from what they're known for and what they did really well, and they go and they try to do something different. It doesn't always work out for them. So I hope that, I mean, it looks good. It looks like it plays well. I mean, to me, it just looks like a Plague's Tale, like 100% gameplay, everything, which is good. It's a great gameplay loop, and it plays really well. So there's nothing wrong with that. So hopefully they can execute it well. I'm just curious to see, like, they haven't really, to my knowledge, I don't know what all they've developed, but to my knowledge, I don't think they've done anything that's like heavily narrative driven. And just because I'm tying it to a Plague's Tale, I kind of like just mentally expect this to be like a narrative driven game. And it might not be that. It might just be like, oh, it's, all about the gameplay or whatever. But I don't know. I need to see more about it.
So they did Project T. Oh, friggin', it's not loading right now. I had like the entire thing loaded. Websites, they load so slow. But
you
I don't know
using
this.
dial-up?
The
Well,
studio.
her computer can't even run WordPad.
No, it can.
It is only a joke.
One word at
A
a
lot of
time,
jokes
comrade.
today. The studio. I think this is their first game, but the like Hanier Studio or whatever. This seems to be the only game that they have on their profile. Okay, wow.
Behavior's publishing it and a different developer is making it?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
That makes more sense. And honestly, that gives me a little bit more hope because, like, nothing against the Dead by Daylight team. I like that game and everything. But like I said, just like there's a chance for a team to try to do something new and fuck up everything.
Yeah.
So for this to be like a new studio that's kind of doing their own vision, I'm a little bit more optimistic about that. So
Yeah, because everything for behavior is just like a dating sim, a Dead by Daylight dating sim, meet your maker, like what the fog, and it's all like stuff from the world of Dead by Daylight Mobile, Game of Thrones Beyond the Wall. Like it's their games kind of look weird, but
yeah, they're all either samey or garbage.
yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So it's good that it's a different studio. It's just like if it's like, oh, like the developers of Resident Evil are making a fucking racing game, like that doesn't mean anything.
Resident Evil.
It's like maybe they could do that.
I would play Resident Evil Racing. Are you kidding?
Yeah, but like the
That'd be
concept
fun.
could be cool, but can they make a racing game? Like maybe, maybe not. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks cool. We should follow up on it if there's like another trailer or whenever they do more news on it, whether they announce, like what platforms is it going to be on? Is it going to be physical? Like, is there a story? I'd like to see more about it.
Yeah, so far there's only like I think it's actually 8 minutes, the gameplay trailer. It's on YouTube, you can watch it. But so far there's just that. There's not too much. And then there's a whole bunch of people with their own theories or with their own, like, there's always that. But yeah, I'm following up and trying to see when there's going to be a release.
Did
At least a release date.
This gameplay footage, did this like just come out this week?
It's, yeah, well, not this week, but it's really recent. I think it's from a couple weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, because it was fairly
It's weird.
recent.
I didn't even see it come up in like the news loop when I was going through stuff.
No. Okay, so the official trailer was a year ago.
Holy shit.
And the gameplay reveal. Okay, apparently the gameplay reveal trailer was also a year ago.
Oh wow.
So I guess it just resurfaced.
Weird.
Yeah.
Maybe that means something is going on with it. Maybe there's going to be more information soon.
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna follow up a little bit on that because I thought that said a week. Like, I saw somewhere 2 weeks ago, but maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's a dead game, but it has its own website, so hopefully not. But I did go on the website and I signed up with I signed up for like news, information, and stuff like that on the game. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it looks cool. I just my only thing is like I want it to have a story. Like even if it's got like the co-op and stuff. It would have been really cool if they like with the Plague's Tale 2 if they had made it co-op because like they could have, with the siblings, like you could have two people playing one each. In fact, there's a time in the first Plague Tale game where like it would have made more sense for someone to be able to control Hugo rather than having to fucking navigate his shitty AI.
No, it
Well,
would have
I thought so.
it would have taken away a little bit because like if you get too far away from him, he starts to panic and that can alert the guards. So like a lot of it was you have to stay close to him, and if you have to tell him to like go ahead or something, like the whole point of it is it puts you in the position of the older sibling. And then if you have like a friend controlling him, that kind of takes a little bit out of the like sneaking and trying to protect Hugo, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like they could, if they developed it around that idea, they could flesh it out more. Rather, like I
Yeah.
feel like most people, myself included, would be more compelled to play like a co-op game like that, where it's like one per. It's kind of like Resident Evil Revelations 2, where it's like there's a power dynamic. Like one player has like the power and the weapons, and then like Moira or like Natasha, they're kind of defenseless and they support the main player. Like if you build it kind of around that idea, where like Hugo's weaker and you've got to protect him, and you guys work together to make that happen. Like, there's tons they could do with that, and I feel like that would be much more appealing than another fucking escort mission. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many escort missions in video games, and typically they're really annoying with shitty AI. Like I feel like Plague Tale did fine with it, but it's just like it's been done so many times. Like it'd be more interesting to see them build like a really interesting co-op kind of thing, especially since we already had the first one. You know, they kind of did that already. So like now they with the sequel, they could explore something a little bit different.
Oh,
But
they
but either way, I mean, I haven't
play the
played
sequel.
two, so I
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's
I started it, but
different.
regardless, like
Oh yeah.
this game kind of seems to be doing something similar to that concept of like, hey, let's kind of have that kind of gameplay experience, but they're doing it differently,
I just like
and
that
that
in the
looks
trailer
interesting.
where the sequel guy, second player is like, "Hey." I don't know. I thought that was fun. Come on in, buddy.
Anything else from you, Jess?
Nope. That is all from me.
Okay.
Okay, it's game time.
What a monster. I can't believe. What the hell?
Okay, so you guys tell me what video game characters make up this monster.
I'm going to say straight away, I'm going to try and take a picture of this so I can show my colleagues at Umbrella so we can design the next bioweapon after this.
The right leg or paw is the cat game. Cat.
No.
Looks like
Is
Garfield.
Yeah.
It's Garfield.
I'm going to say the legs or the fin. I think that's from Robocod.
Yep.
Fuck is that?
It's a
Yeah,
game.
Robocod?
Yeah, James Pond Robocop.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. Sounds awful.
So you got two things.
Is the head from like Smash TV? Or some random ass sports game? I don't know. Is it Shaquille O'Neal?
It's a racing game.
It's a racing game.
Carmageddon. Isn't it Carmageddon?
Twisted Metal 2, like the front cover. The guy with axles.
Oh.
That's Axel from Twisted Metal?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that artwork before. That's from the cover?
Mm-hmm.
He's seen better days.
You lie. Is that like the PAL cover, maybe?
Possibly.
Is the other arm Snake?
No, but you're warm.
Is like somebody from Metal Gear?
Oh, wow. Fair enough.
I don't know their names. The Ocelot or whatever.
Hand job.
Revolver hand job. Right, what about the body? As I send Sean the reveal.
It's the blobby thing from friggin' Resident Evil 6.
It makes me think of that the comic book store owner from The Simpsons.
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah. From
What
Hit and
the
Run.
fuck? That's funny.
So it's just the MGS character. Oh. At this point, you might as well do the reveal.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would not have guessed that. But it makes sense. Give me 1 second. There's got to be a better way to do this. We have to find a way.
I've been
Just
thinking about
streamline
doing
it.
new games anyway, so I'm just like, I might retire this one for a little while.
All right, here we go.
So yes, it is comic book guy from The Simpsons Hit and Run, Axel from Twisted Metal 2, Robocod, James Pond, Garfield 2, Tales of Kitties from Nintendo DS, and Bamp from Metal Gear Solid 4.
Axel looks so creepy there.
He's literally got his hands in wheels, so it's just like...
No, I know.
yes!
I remember the character. Like, he's a cool character, but just that's creepy. He looks weird. All right, nice.
I'm assuming I'm the only one that has games.
No.
No? Okay, off you go.
What?
Turn the jams back up, motherfucker.
Well, do you have image?
I'm trying to find. I have so many things open. Oh, there we go.
What? I'll do it
Turn
again.
the jams back up, motherfucker.
Yeah, the motherfucker. I have two prepared, but I'll just do one because time cautious. Okay. So yeah, you know the rules. I'm not gonna go over them again. Let's go with this one today. Yeah. Okay. You guys ready for the 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can't tell if Lee's frozen or if he's just not moving.
I'm not moving.
He's so still. Okay, here we go. Yep.
Sounds like the fucking Who Barbara O'Reilly.
Did you say Barbara O'Reilly?
Barbara.
Okay. Barbara.
Barbara Starshine O'Reilly. Do.
Any guess?
Some Mario game?
Can you do it again?
It sounds like
Yeah,
an
I think
old
it's
retro
Super
game.
Mario World. Like one of the castle themes. Like when you're climbing on the fences and they like flip.
Okay.
Probably nothing like that.
Any other guesses?
Lee?
Yeah, come on, Lee, you're the expert. Show us how it's done.
I know this isn't right, but I'm going to say Resident Evil Village.
How dare you?
You interrupted his Dr. Pepper.
I should say it more often. Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil Village.
Oh no, we lost Lee. What are we
In
gonna
battle.
do? In battle. He's dead.
Oh, you've killed him.
I
That's what
should
he
be
gets
more
for saying
sad.
village so many times.
All right, we're gonna go to 5 seconds. Here we go.
Nope,
Okay,
not what
it's
I thought it
definitely
was.
Romero.
Prince of Persia?
Assassin's Creed.
Lee is still dead.
He's dead forever.
We'll revive him
Umbrella
with
was watching him.
some fireworks.
What happened?
Fireworks.
Oh man, I was enjoying my peace until the fireworks happened. What happened?
There's no peace in Raccoon City.
I'm sticking with Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
I'll stick with Prince of Persia.
I'm gonna say from a Tomb Raider game.
Tomb Raider game. Okay.
Maybe.
Let's go to 10 seconds. Oops.
It could
It'd be
easily
annoying.
be any one of those.
I'd be really annoyed if it's a game I have played before. I'm like, So I just can't place it.
I feel like Tomb Raider's probably the better guess. I'm gonna say Tomb Raider 2. Or no. Tomb Raider 3.
Tomb Raider 3. Okay.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Valhalla?
Valhalla. Are you changing up your guess there, Lee?
Nope.
All right. Let's go to 15 seconds.
Well, I'm gonna stick with Tomb Raider 3.
Okay. Alec. Lee.
Sticking with Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Valhalla.
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 It could come from A Plague's Tale, for all I know, but I'm just gonna stick with the vague answer of Tomb Raider.
Sticking with Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And those are the finale guesses.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Give me one. Oops. Give me one sec here. Oops. Having some minor difficulties.
Technical disability.
I'm gonna share my screen, Sean, while trying not to
Cheat.
I'm gonna play this. Nah.
Damn. I haven't played it, so.
Yep. So Lee, you would have been correct had you gone with that instinct, but
oh well.
It is, in fact, from that amazing soundtrack The song is called "The Shelter." It has the same. There's a couple of songs that actually have that same kind of tone, but this one has that heavy synthesizer. Oh, and there's Michael. He promised he'd come in with
Excuse
that.
me.
Yeah, I didn't tell him it was Cthulhu, but
You mean
Oh,
Tunisia?
Squid Boy.
I tattled on you having romance the squid.
Listen, he came on to me and I needed my powers. I did it for the safety of the realm.
He sold his body for the realm. And
And
that
he got his number too, so he can have a second go.
No, we
no,
killed him.
we murdered him. We
I got
betrayed him.
my revenge.
We betrayed him, murdered him, and then gave up the powers. So it was all for nothing. Sean sold his body for nothing. And that was
Turn the jams back up, motherfucker.
yeah.
Oh wow, it was so much
The
quieter that
following
time.
game contains reversed clips of potentially horrible things previously said. It's reversed, and remember time, so grow the fuck up.
All right. So here is your first clip.
What?
The fuck? There's like nothing.
Very popular game.
Those fucking
Calamari.
sounds from Fortnite. Oh yeah, Among Us.
Yeah, Michael got it.
Michael's right, yeah. God damn.
Here's Yogi. All right, let's do the next one.
Can I? I'm going to say Tekken 1.
I have absolutely no idea. I'm guessing Lee's probably correct.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody grunting for milk.
Yeah, that's 100% Tekken.
Which one, Sean?
I'm gonna go with 2.
And you're right. It's Tekken 2.
Damn it, Michael. Granted, Lee got it first, but still.
Oh, he said Tekken 1.
It's still Tekken.
Oh,
I thought he just said Tekken.
I did say Tekken 1.
Oh, you did say Tekken? Oh, okay.
Listen!
Speaking of listening, here's the next one.
That sounds really familiar.
Puss in Boots, the video
What
game.
the fuck?
One more time. Oh, Michael, you're doing so well.
The background noise sounds so familiar.
Guess Michael got it.
No, that's why I said he was doing so well. So unfortunately, he hasn't got it this time.
Oh.
Have a guess.
Mega Man Legend. I know it's not that, but it reminds me of it.
Any other guesses?
Oh, Twisted Metal.
Link?
I got nothing.
Alright, let's see if we can get it from the OG.
It's a fucking Grand Theft Auto 3. God damn it.
Okay. Alright, next one is a movie.
Simpsons.
Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
It's a movie I don't care for.
There's the original.
Spider Pig does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, we can't. He's a pig. Look out, he is a spider pig.
I love how even reverse it's the same. Alright, next one.
Grand Theft Auto 1?
You're right, that actually seems to be like...
It just sounded like farts.
Michael's going with GTA 2.
Is it actually GTA, the London expansion pack?
Why is there farts?
It's a shitty game. Yeah.
Alright, here's a reveal. Okay, it is Grand Theft Auto 1. There literally was a button where you could just fart and burp the entire time when you press it. So, yeah, go around.
Classy gaming.
I know, right? They obviously didn't have anything else to do with that button, so like, that's fart, okay. Alright, next one is a machine min.
Sounds the same in reverse.
I like that tits in reverse. Took me a sec to realize it was stit.
Lee, what was it?
Wait, you asking me?
Yeah, because you obviously know what it is.
You should know.
Why, did I do something about it?
You work for him.
I used to work for him, and I work for Umbrella.
I mean, yeah, so that's a clue.
Yeah.
What was it?
Even backwards. Da, da, da.
I know, Michael.
Like such a weird language.
The only thing I can think of that I worked on was that heavy rain thing, but I don't know what it's called. So.
Oh no! It didn't say you work. You worked on it. It say you work for them.
The game is called Umbrella Corps, and the machinima is called Umbrella Cooperation.
Cooperation.
It's a monster! Da 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 da! Oh, is this the end for little old Lena?
Oh, I tripped. Oh, this is really awkward. Sorry about all this. Oh, fuck, why? Oh.
Tits! What'd he say?
I think he said mongoose.
There ain't no way that's what he said.
Mongoose.
Alright, last one, guys.
Oh. So
Sounds like some Lethal Company shit.
To be fair, Lee won't get this, but unless he remembers the specific sounds.
I didn't get the prior one, and I don't think I ever watched it, so my bad.
Guess what you're going to be doing? Here it is again.
Specific sentence. Stop.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be PUBG or Lethal Company.
But that sounds like Shayla's there. So she wouldn't be on PUBG.
Alright, I'm going to give you guys, it is PUBG, so it's the original.
Yeah, I just went round and round, like in the tube. Yeah, like that. Ooh, Carl said hello.
Well, I can't drive the bike anymore, so. It's all yours. Also.
Why am I on fire?
That was too close. Oh.
Okay, so to give context, I was recording clips on PUBG that we were all playing, and you, Jazz, decided to be a dick after messing up my bike, shoot the fire canister right next to me, but you tried to get away from the fire canister, but you ended up setting on fire, and you were it's just like.
That doesn't sound like something we would do.
Nah.
And that was First to Remember. Game time over.
We've done it.
The wow.
You say the wow?
The wow.
The wow.
The wow.
The wow. Okay. This is Brandon signing off. This has been episode 237. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoy the podcast or any of the content at The Word, please consider helping us grow by sharing our content, liking the videos, and subscribing. You can also support us on patreon.com/The Word Productions to get exclusive content. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.